slide this up so you've got it all in one place. We'll get this unnecessary thing out of the way. Cool. Come take a shot of what we've got here for controlling it. Oh, I guess I bumped the... So, dude, how would you explain what it is that we're doing here for...
It's kind of dark.
Well,
our fans?
we just have a max patch that understands the different controls available on the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick and map them directly to world parameters. So it's the same story.
Using the FFGL World
using
plugin.
FFGL World through OSC. So this is the same idea that we had going on at Burning Man and DCOM, but it's higher resolution and way easier to set up, and it should be much easier to change on the fly, so we can remap control without having to disable the joystick.
Right. And the other cute touch here is that I am using the Nano Control to control stuff at the same time.
Nice.
So we can actually collaborate, and he's controlling certain things and I'm controlling different things, so we can actually work together to create the visuals without conflicting with one another. And to me, that's what really is the special sauce. Is that finally we're starting to create something where it's a collaboration, where you're creating the visuals together. There are a couple of parameters that overlap. I think we can both control zoom.
Right? Yeah, zoom on the throttle.
So he's got zoom there, and I've got zoom here, and if we do it at the same time, it gets all weird because they're conflicting. But that's one of the things that if you're going to roll this out and let people play with it in a crowd, you decide ahead of time which parameters go to which controller so that there isn't any conflict.
So do you have rotate speed on?
Oh yeah, I have rotate speed on.
Yeah, if you zero that, what happens?
If I zero that,
okay.
get that.
So now I think I can,
right, because you've got some rotation in there with yours too.
It's pretty sensitive.
Yeah.
I need to turn that down. I need to add a scaling parameter to all the joystick controls.
Well, it's also multiplied by the speed, so if we kill the speed a bit, you're going to see the rotation be much less dramatic.
Yeah. It's still pretty sensitive.
So you can make the adjustments, but I would say success.
Yeah.
And it's still fun even without a dome. But we prefer it with the dome.
Yeah, we prefer it. Like every other one rotate. It's kind of cool.
Let's see. I want to get some more star factor into it. Yeah, not bad. Now we just need to get a whole bunch of people with their phones and their tablets, and they can control things too, like colors and stuff. Yeah, the joystick's key though. This is exactly the same type of behavior that I was using the Wiimote for. That's why that was the list of preset parameters that I gave you were the ones that are ideal for working with the Wiimote as well.
Right.
It's all about that trail, the degree to which that snake-like effect of it following itself. And when we were talking earlier about how there are certain visual techniques or parameters that I feel like are foundational, things that tend to appeal to almost everybody. And so the trick of being a visual artist is to find as many of those as possible and then know how to deploy them.
Yeah, definitely knowing how to deploy them, like assigning them to the actual joystick is it's pretty key. I think.
But World does a lot of that work for us, I feel, in the sense that you're working with kind of like geometry and color and just the natural progression of the rings being born and expanding. I feel like that motion is very attractive to most people when they see it. It's very rare. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen someone who looks at World and thinks it's ugly. And people prefer different patterns, but everyone kind of just gets the general idea that it's appealing.
Concentric, yeah.
So I just dialed down the ring sides there, so we got something a little bit more simple. And in fact, I actually have, no, I don't have them programmed yet. I was going to say I have a bunch of global parameters on this controller too, but I don't think that I've programmed them yet to work with the FFGL.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask if you assigned any like global effects to the joystick.
No, so that's the other thing I need to add to the program is the ability to say, like, this should go to world, this should go to the global effect, blah, blah, blah. Right now it's only world parameters, and it has to be the active clip, too.
If we get serious enough about this combination, I mean, I'm in the process of working on a completely separate set of controllers that are specifically for Resolute, that are independent of world and the world plugin.
Yeah. Well, so is this. I mean, this is just like, it's the parameter number on the active source plugin.
Yep.
So like we could make like a preset mechanism that had like named parameter mappings, and you could have one for world, you have one for other generators as well. Like this would be great for Cortex. And eventually Great March once I make it not so dog slow.
So what are you going to do when you have like 5 joysticks? Then it's going to get really confusing.
Well, yeah. That's a good question. Can I, if they're all the same brand, can you distinguish them? That'd be great. Like, please imagine that. Yeah, like each joystick's a different layer.
I'm sure there's ways of doing it. Sure.
Yeah, it's probably just like a